Well, good morning. Good morning. It's Wellness Wednesday, and we are here for another episode of Mindfulness for the Better Feeling Woman. And this is all about conversations. And if you're joining me on live, let me know #live. And if you are joining me on the replay, do #replay. I always like to know, and I always like to continue the conversation. So feel free to make comments along the way while you're listening to this. And let's talk about clarity. Let's talk about things that make change possible in life. So that is, I was thinking this morning, like what is resonating with me this morning. And as you know, lately I've been kind of just receiving the messages so that I can share them with you. And I feel that we conspire in this world. We conspire like what one person is feeling and thinking. It's probably in many other people's heads. So I like to do a lot of research, and social media has been amazing for that because I put out one question and many of the women are dealing kind of with the same things. So I wanted to share with you what is clarity and what is confusion and what happens in this stage of menopause that we like everything is thrown out the window, right? All the information, all the knowledge, all the things that we thought were in a good state and we had it all under control, well, all that goes dumped to trash because the body is changing, and it's changing for a purpose and for a reason, and it's taking us to find different ways, to find our way to that what we are meant to be here. So, but today I want to talk specifically about all the body changes that happen and what is kind of the first step that I also work with my clients, and it's what has helped me, and it has also got me stuck in so many other areas that does not make us make progress. I know that it is frustrating when we don't see changes and we are seeking for answers, but we're not even knowing where and what, right? So clarity, when I talk about clarity, I want to share with you that it is important to have a clarity of what is it that you want, whatever that you're dealing with. Right now we're talking about menopause and the woman in menopause, right? But maybe it's also with your family, maybe it's in your job, maybe it's in your relationships, maybe it's in a career, right? When we are not clear of what we want specifically, then it is very hard to find a way to get there, right? So we're kind of scattered, and when we're very broad on what we want, like we want to feel better, the better feeling woman, right? But what is better look like for you? So let me ask you, if you're in this stage of menopause or you're dealing with some trouble or some challenges right now, struggles, what are the 3 top things that you're having challenges with? As you listen, please write on the comments, what are the 3 things that you are most having challenges with the most that you would like to have a solution for? So this is a question that I asked in multiple groups this past week, and it also for curiosity, because I wanted to know more about what others are suffering and what others are dealing with at this stage between 48, 52, 62, and most of them are dealing with like hot flashes, brain fog, night sweats, overweight, what else? Difficulty sleeping because of the night sweats, right? All those things, bloating, those are very typical. And we feel like all scattered because what was working before, it doesn't work anymore. So what helped me figure out different solutions was to have a clear picture of what I wanted to see in my body. I wanted to feel better, but I wanted to feel better how? I wanted to feel better like with energy again, to have a better sleep. I wanted to be having a flat tummy. I was not liking my bloated tummy. So having that picture exactly how I wanted it was leading me to different conversations to find solutions. So here is the thing that, for example, right now, if I say I want my business to be better, right? But what is better meaning? It's like I need to set up my goals. I need to define exactly how that looks like. Hi, Laura. Nice to see you here. I want to see what exactly looks like. So, Laura, since you're on, can you share with you like 3 of your basic troubles or challenges if you want to share? Challenges right now at this phase that you're at. We're talking about menopause. So, not having a clear vision or image of what we want, then it's very difficult to get there. I was saying, sorry, I got distracted. So I was saying that distraction and concentration and memory, right? That happens also in this stage. But thank goodness I was able to learn different things that helped me feel concentrated again. And we can talk a little bit about that. But having a clear vision of what we want and how that looks like, and also we have to answer to 5 questions. And those 5 questions are like, what do I want? How do I want to get it? Where do I want it? When, and why? I think why, what, and why are very, very important. The other 3, when, where, and how, they come along. But if we know what and why, those are 2 key factors that are very, very important to reach a goal in whatever it is. If it's our health goal, if it's a career, if it's a job, career, it is a relationship. We need to know what we want and why we want it. Those are very, very important. So thank you. Clear-minded, said like you did before, too much brain fog. And yes, too much brain fog, and I feel I'm going to address to that. Having brain fog, we don't have clarity, right? So it's like we're attacking ourselves. So one of the things that I felt that was really important for me was to make changes in the things that I was eating, because our brain is 80% water, and it's also 80%, well, it can be, it's a lot of fat, so it's 80% fat. So we need to consume more liquid. We have to consume more fat because brain matter is made out of fat. So our brain matters more than we think, and we need to start eating for the brain. So that is one of the first changes, or the first things that I help my clients with. Like, let's look at how you're eating and what you're eating, so that you can increase the things that will help you feel better. So healthy fats, but what are those healthy fats? So you have to learn all those things, and how often should I eat, and how do I honor my body, like at what time should I eat? That is very, very important. To have a clear plan of what you're going to do so that you can follow. And it is funny because when we feel like out of control, but we can really only control our mind, our thoughts, and what we're gonna do next. And some of the things that I really felt very scattered is like I lost a lot of time in my day because I didn't know what to do next. I wanted to get somewhere, but I didn't know how. So I was like navigating the day like the day was kind of lost and foggy because I didn't know what else to do. So little by little, I started to create a routine, especially a morning routine and an evening routine. But that routine gave me structure. I want you to think about a little child. When a child is very like crying and throwing tantrums, it's like it's asking to mom to really give him some boundaries, right? He needs to have some boundaries. So those screams of a baby are calling for attention, for safety and protection. So, and we feel the opposite. It's like it's nuisance, right? It's like, why is he doing those tantrums? But it's like he's screaming for love, protection, safety, and we might not understand his language. Well, guess what? Our body in menopause is screaming for love, attention, safety, and limits and boundaries too. Imagine yourself, you're a little baby screaming for help, and that help is never coming. So let's look at different ways that you can bring that love, safety, and feeling like that you're belonging. That's another topic that I want to connect with this. So having clarity, and what leads us to clarity, definitely a new experience that's hard to understand for sure. Yes, we are very, very confused. So having conversations with people who have gone through that gives you clarity, and it gives you peace of mind. Many of the doctors, especially male doctors, they don't know. They do not struggle with this. They have no idea. And they're not trained in nothing holistically to help you guys. So it's very, very important to know and to hear from someone who has dealt with it, who has overcome it, and can guide you in a better direction. So clarity is one, because a confused mind is a stuck mind. A confused mind does not go anywhere. So knowing, and we were talking about control of your time. So when you have a routine, what happens is that you know exactly what you're going to do next in your day. And that gives you structure, and that gives you like boundaries in the day, so that you can control your day by increments of 15 minutes. And that is something that I was listening to Jim Quick this morning, and I have learned from him for the past years. He's a memory expert, and he's a brain and memory expert. And he said we can only control like the next 15 minutes. So what are you going to focus in the next 15 minutes, and really pay attention to those 15 minutes and be very present. What happens to a scattered mind when we're very confused and we have no solutions? We are present, but we're not present. I don't know if you feel like that. Doctor says it will be a couple of weeks to get blood results back. Okay, that is good to know. It's good to have a blood drive, because also that gives you a little bit of a way to know where you're at. For me, I know I had high cholesterol and I had very low vitamin D. So those are the things that I know that is very, very important. So before even you need to go to the doctor, like increase your vitamin D. It's very, very important, because vitamin D is it's not a vitamin, it's a hormone. And sometimes we're not out enough in the sunlight to receive that natural light of the vitamin D, the sun. We should be exposed 15 minutes to 20 minutes every day to the sunlight, and even kind of naked, right? Naked, so the sun hits our stomach, hits our organs, like internally, so it increases the vitamin D. But if we're not receiving that, we need to supplement with a good source of vitamin D3. That helps us. So all those things are important. Knowing exactly what to do will take away years of suffering and struggle, because you address it at the root cause. You address it right away. And I have done a lot of research, so I have helped multiple women, and I'm here to help you guys too. So, so vitamin D, being scattered. Yeah, also B12 and iron is very, very important. So being scattered, the brain if the brain does not have the nutrition it needs, it cannot function, it cannot make choices, and that's the fogginess and the desperation that you feel. That is like you cannot concentrate. And in addition to that, we need to also learn mindfulness practices. And when you do mindfulness practices, you are allowing yourself to understand you have control of that time. You're in control of your body, because we cannot control what others do. We cannot control what the environment does. We cannot control what the world is, the crisis out there. We can only control our body. And if we have control of that, then we feel safe, protected, like that little screaming baby, right? It's like you give the boundaries, you give him a hug, you feel a container, and it's like, oh, you have peace of mind. Now you can take a deep breath. So one thing goes with another. It's not just one thing. It's not just taking supplements. It's not just eating healthy. It's not just moving your body more frequently. It's not just doing mindfulness and meditation and yoga. It's everything together that will help you feel like a better feeling woman. But you need to have clarity. So another thing that I mentioned that I wanted to touch base is one of the ladies asked in a group, Facebook group, is like, who do you talk to ladies like in their 50s? Who do you talk with when you're feeling down? Who do you go to? And many of them said no one, or some of them said to my pets, my horses, my cats, my dogs. Some of them said, I'm retired and everybody's too busy, so nobody wants to hear me or listen to me. And I'm too troublemaker, so nobody wants to listen to me. That is very, very sad, because let me tell you something. We're not meant to live in isolation, and isolation takes us to anxiety and depression, and in many cases is one of the highest cases of death when we feel isolated. And there's so much Alzheimer's caused by lack of nutrients in our brain. So that adds up along the years. So it's very, very important to really take focus and take control of your life in what you're eating, who you are relating with, who you're talking to. If you do not have a community of women that you can talk with, share with, find a mentor, find a coach, find a therapist. It's very, very important to talk about your emotions, your feelings. In addition to your physical state, you have to be able to talk about your emotional state, because a lot of times the emotions are what are leading to the illness. The emotions are not allowing you to feel better. So all that, adding all that, you will be able to be focusing a little bit more in your time and being present. Because when you feel better, you are able to be present and do those things in increments. Like, for example, if you're having a dinner with your partner, right? Are you really having dinner with your partner and really being present to him or her, whatever you're chatting and conversing? Or are you thinking about all the things that you did not do throughout the day, or the things that are worrying you, or the things that you need to do, or bad things that happened in the past, or how bad you feel, or your headache is? Where are you when you are in a conversation with someone? And that is sad, because many of the times I know that I'm like going for a run with friends and I'm thinking about the things that I need to do instead of really being present to them. So I need to catch myself into, okay, that is for little, I will leave that later. Right now I'm with my friends, and right now I want to be present with what they're saying. And we have to catch ourselves to tune in to who we are in the moment and not allow those thoughts, because we're always growing, we're always tuning in. I turn to music, take Jeep drives, that's fun. Go to the gym, figuring out outlets, since I don't have my mom to chat with like I did before. Yeah, so we have to find different ways. And that's beautiful that you mentioned music, because today I mentioned music too. Sometimes our emotions or our mood is down, right? And we will all have, we're human. Ladies, we're human. So all the things that you're feeling are totally normal. But what you do with how you're feeling is very, very important. And it takes back, so that you can take back control of every minute of your day, instead of feeling scattered and that you're losing your time. So music, breathing, essential oils are like an instant connection to your soul and to your heart. Music is to the heart, right? So it really fills you up. So one of the things that I recommend always my clients is like, do you have a playlist of favorite songs? And like, no, I don't. It's like, okay, start listening to some songs and start digging into making a list of those songs that make you feel joyful, that makes you want to dance, that wants to feel alive, like feel happy. And when you're feeling down, use those songs. So that is very, very important. Another thing is essential oils. Essential oils can help you. If you're not familiar with essential oils, I love them because you just open a bottle. I have a peppermint right here. You just open a bottle, and this is peppermint, so it kind of wakes you up right away. Maybe times I'm sleepy, you're feeling like lack of energy. Yes, Zen music and spa music, depending on the mood that you want, right? Because sometimes we want to feel peppy, sometimes we need to just chill down. So we need to create an awareness of ourselves to know exactly what our needs are to fulfill those needs. But it's all about creating and having the tools in your toolbox so that you know what to reach out for when you're feeling down, when you're not feeling like yourself, when you're feeling some that you need. And also not only in reaching out for those things when you feel them, but to prevent. Prevention is the best, right? Creating those morning routines, creating those night routines, having those tools of the music, the essential oils, the walks, and even some list of friends that you can talk with so that you can feel better. So, and like I was saying, community is very, very important, because community in a place, we all want to up level, we all want to grow, we want to feel better. Do you want to feel better? Do you want to feel like you're always living like that? Or do you want to feel like, oh, I can grow, I can learn something new, I can discover what my purpose and my reason of life is? Laura, since I'm going to pick on you here, but if you want to share, do you know really why you're here in this planet to serve? What ticks your heart that you would like to do? What is your mission and your purpose? Have you found that yet? And I'm asking to Laura, and I am asking to everyone listening today, because I think that is kind of a tick that we have, especially like at 50, 55, is like you start becoming that curiosity is like, now what? I am here, I have children, I'm married, and like I have a job, or I'm retired, now the kids are out of the house, now what? Who am I if I'm not all those things? Where do I want to go? And those were questions that I was asking myself. Yeah, I have a bunch of oils that I bought, I use in my home. That's good. So yeah, it's like, where am I going? So I think that is also what takes us to feel confused. It's like we don't know, at this stage is unstable. So just allowing you to raise your vibration, raise your energy with different actions in the day, you feel better. And that feeling better, guess what? Little by little, you will connect with different people that will lead you to find your purpose, to find your mission in life, to feel fulfilled. I don't know, what is one emotion or one thing that you want to feel more of? What is one thing that you feel like you lack and you want something opposite? What would that be for you? So what is something that you don't like and something that you want more of in your life? for me was to feel more content with myself, to feel fulfilled, to feel like I mattered, whatever I was doing, that I mattered what I was doing. So that's why I'm happy doing with my health coaching, because I get to listen to so many stories and wonderful stories, and they feel broken. Well, guess what? You're not broken. You're just have not learned all the things that you need to feel complete, to feel fulfilled. And that is the beauty of conversation. So I want to close this with conversations. One time, like, what is one conversation that you have had in your life that has changed the direction of your life? If you could pinpoint that really planted a seed in you to make changes in your life. For me, I think many conversations, but one that really took that direction of how to deal with my menopause was a conversation with my daughter about keto diet. And it was like, I didn't know where that was going to take me. Happy like I was being a kid with no responsibilities, but I want to know, but I know I gotta be an adult since I'm in my 50s. That is very true. And let me get back to you on that one. But for me, that conversation with my daughter led me to make research and learn about the brain and learn about what was needed. So I started to change my diet, and that immensely changed how I felt because my hormones started to get balanced. So one conversation can lead to many, right? And then being open to conversations with people, just being really present, can lead you to one idea that can totally change your life for the good, and in directions that you probably didn't even think you were going to be. So ladies, and as an advice who you're listening to, really pay attention to who you surround yourself with, and be open to having conversations with different people in different environments, and be really present, because one idea can help you change everything. So yeah, and thank you. I will respond to that. Happy like a little child and like a little kid. And that's exactly what my program helps you with. The M&M method is like M&M. When you think about M&M, is like childless, like very colorful, like curious, like sweet, like you like to go out and play. Well, guess what? Your child is still inside you, and she is screaming to want to go to play and have fun, but she has aches and pains, she has headaches, she cannot sleep, she has a brain fog. It's like all the things, right? So let's take her out to play more. Let's be curious about that body, what it needs to fulfill, to feel loved again. Bring that little love in so that you can feel better again. Thank you. Thank you for listening. And I'm almost done. But yeah, bringing that inner child, because that inner child has never left you. She is still there inside your 50-year-old body. So bring her out to play more, listen to her more, love herself more, and you will see how little by little you start connecting, and your brain fog and all your challenges will start going away. And that's exactly what I'm here in this planet to do, because I went through that. So that is part of my coaching program. So now you have it there. I wanted to share all this with you, and I am having a workshop on Saturday talking a little bit about this, but also having it open in a conversation with you guys and anybody that you want to invite for being on a Zoom, because it's different being on a Zoom conversation when I can really see you, when I can really feel you, and when I hear you talk, and then we will collaborate and I will help you address some of the things and share with you the challenge that I have. Is a 21-day for the better feeling woman, and we can do this work together. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Laura, for participating. All of you listening on the replay, I would love to hear your comments. And from my heart to yours, I hope you have a bright day and go shine a light on somebody else, because that is what makes us feel better with our days. Talk to you soon, And if you want more information, it's always down below, and you know how to reach me. Talk to you soon. Bye bye. Thank you, Laura.